The world we inhabit is an engineered construct. We see it in the high-speed rotation of turbines and the friction of tires on pavement. Mathematics, written language, and complex mechanics are deeply integrated into our lives that they feel like innate biological traits. However, the timeline of our species tells a different story. For 99% of human history, none of these systems existed. This leaves us to determine how we cross the threshold from wandering groups into a mechanized, data-driven society. This way of living began as a set of specific instructions drafted thousands of years ago in one geographic location. The origin point lies in Lower Mesopotamia. It is a region defined by the valley between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. In ancient cities like Ur and Uruk, archaeologists have spent decades excavating massive structures that dwarf the surrounding desert. The artifacts recovered here are the physical precursors to our modern infrastructure. Studying this period allows us to map the engineering choices that built our current world. Around 3500 BC, a wooden disc was developed that turned on a central axle secured by wooden pins. While evidence suggests copper miners in the Carpathians were experimenting with similar designs, the technology took hold rapidly in the Near East. The Sumerians used these wheels to move heavy stones and equipped their military with chariots, increasing the speed and weight they could manage. The engineering soon moved into agriculture, where the wheel was used in irrigation systems to lift water into stone aqueducts. By utilizing the wheel for pottery and mills, human settlements gained the ability to produce goods at a scale that allowed cities to grow. As these economies expanded, they encountered a new limit: the capacity of human memory. One person could no longer track the thousands of transactions occurring daily. The solution was cuneiform script. These early clay tablets were formatted into rigid, spreadsheet-like grids, used by temple administrators to manage grain and livestock. Over time, the wedge-shaped marks became more dense and complex. The system evolved from simple ledgers into a medium for recording abstract thoughts. This transition allowed for the recording of laws and the first epic literature, such as the story of Gilgamesh. Writing allowed knowledge to survive and travel independently of the person who first recorded it. Beneath the hardware and the data was a mathematical code, specifically a constant known as the She coefficient. The Babylonians used a sexagesimal system, which is based on the number 60. This logic helped them standardize different systems of length, such as the Nippur and Gudea measures. By comparing them, they established a precise ratio of 375 over 360. This tablet displays a square divided by intersecting geometric lines, allowing for the first precise measurements of circular segments. The cuneiform markings along these diagonals show a two-stage calculation process, providing the groundwork for our modern understanding of pi and the radian. The system they developed remains the standard we use today to divide time and measure the geometry of space. These three developments, the wheel, cuneiform, and the She coefficient, gave humans the tools to mechanize, record data, and compute. This suggests that Mesopotamia was a center for complex engineering, where farming was supported by a layer of advanced technology. The logic of that era continues to dictate the parameters of our modern lives. We see it in the 60-minute clock, the geometry used in our architecture, and the turbines that power our electricity. We are continuing to use a system written into the mud of Iraq thousands of years ago. These mechanics remain in operation every time we check the time or measure a circle.